Here are the answers for lesson 9-5 day 1. We need to solve these systems using elimination method. To use elimination method, we want to have opposite variable terms. In problem 10, if you look at the C terms, this is 3C and the other is 1C. Those are not opposites. If you look at the D terms, we have negative 8D and positive 2D. Those are not opposites either. So we need to make a transformation using multiplication. Now, do we need to change both equations to create opposites, or can we only change one equation and create opposites? I can make the C terms opposites if I multiply the second equation by negative 3. I'm going to draw an arrow and I'm going to write a note saying what I'm doing. Multiply by negative 3. The second equation becomes negative 3C minus 6D equals 21. It's a little bit blurry. That's a negative 7 right there. Now, the first equation doesn't need to be changed, so just rewrite it. 3C minus 8D is equal to 7. Now the C terms are opposites, and so we can add together. Adding the C terms together eliminates the C. Adding the D terms together makes negative 14D. Adding the constants is 28. And therefore D is negative 2. Now use substitution into either of the original equations to solve for C. Which equation looks like it's easier to get the C alone? I think the second equation, because there's no number in front of the C. And so I'll rewrite the second equation. C plus 2 parentheses, fill in D with the value, negative 2, and is equal to negative 7. And now solve this. C minus 4 is equal to negative 7, so C is equal to negative 3. As an ordered pair, alphabetical order, negative 3, comma, negative 2. Now number 12. We want to solve the system using elimination method. To use elimination method, we need one of the variables to be opposites in one equation compared to the other. Now right now, the first equation is 1x, the second equation is 3x. Those are not opposites. The first equation is 1y, the second equation is negative 2y. Those are not opposites either. Can one of the equations be changed so that you do create opposites? Yes, if we multiply the first equation by the appropriate number, we can create opposites. Now we have a choice. Do we want the x's to be opposites? If so, multiply by negative 3. Or do we want the y terms to be opposites? If so, multiply by 2. Either is fine. I'm going to multiply by 2. Here's what the first equation changes into. 2x plus 2y is equal to 14. Then rewrite the second equation with no changes. Notice how the y terms are now opposites. So when you add together, it makes 5x is equal to 25. Therefore, x is equal to 5. To get the other variable, use substitution. The first equation looks like the simpler equation. In place of x, put 5. And then solve for y, getting y equals 2. In alphabetical order, 5, 2. Next, number 14. Solve the system using elimination method. To eliminate a variable by adding, we have to have opposite variable terms, but we don't have that. We have 2n and 6n. Those are not opposites. We have 5a and 7a. Those are not opposites. We need to create opposites. Now, is it possible to create opposites by changing only one equation? Yes, if we change the top equation. we can multiply by -3. Now, why would you choose to do that? What does that accomplish? The top equation turns into -6n minus 15a is equal to -42. The second equation doesn't need to be changed, so you keep the 6n. Notice how the n terms are now opposites. Once opposite variable terms are created, now use addition to combine together the two equations. This makes -8a is equal to -32. Therefore, a is 4. Now substitute 4 into either of the equations, first or second. I'm going to choose the first equation. 2n plus 5 times 4 is equal to 14. This is 2n plus 20. Subtract 20 from both sides, getting -6. So n is -3. In alphabetical order, 4, -3. Number 16. Do we have opposite variable terms? No, 3t and 7t are not opposites, and -8z and +4z are not opposites. But we can create opposites. If we multiply the second equation by a number, we can make the z terms be opposites. What do you need to multiply by? Multiply by 2. The second equation becomes 14t plus 8z is equal to -68. The first equation does not need to be changed. 3t minus 8z, notice how the z terms are opposites, is equal to 34. Now add together. 17t is equal to -34, so t equals -2. Substitute that value into either of the original equations to figure out the z. I'm going to use the second equation. So 7 times -2 plus 4z is equal to -34. This is -14. Now add 14 to both sides. 4z equals -20. So z is -5. In alphabetical order, -2, then -5. Now number 18. We don't have opposite r terms. They have opposite signs, but they're not opposites. The opposite of 4r is -4r. That's not what it says. And we don't have opposite s terms. One is 9s, the other's 3s. How can we create opposites? Should we try to have the variable r end up being opposites, or the variable s end up being opposites? What's the better way? I'm going to multiply the second equation by something in order to make -9s. What do we need to multiply by? So multiply by -3. The second equation becomes 21r minus 9s is equal to 102. And the first equation should not be changed. So 4r plus 9s is equal to 23. Observe that the s terms are opposites. So adding together, 25r is equal to 125. Therefore, r equals 5. Now substitute that value into either of the original equations. I'm going to choose the first equation. 4 times 5 plus 9s is equal to 23. This is 20 Now subtract 20 from both sides and divide by 9. 3 divided by 9 reduces to the fraction 1/3. In alphabetical order, R comes before S. And finally, number 20. We do not have opposite terms. Can we make opposite terms? Now, if you want to make the A terms be opposites, we could leave 18a in the first equation if we can create negative 18a in the second equation. The other option is to make the B terms be opposites. We could leave 10b in the second equation if we make negative 10b in the first equation. Either is fine. I'm choosing to multiply the first equation by 2. And it will turn into 36a minus 10b is equal to 34. And keep the second equation the same. Now add together. 42a is equal to 28. Divide both sides by 42, creating 28 over 42, which reduces. Top and bottom both divide by 14. And this makes 2/3. Now that we know the answer for one variable, use substitution to get the other variable. You can use the first or second equation. I'm choosing the second equation. 6 parentheses, 2/3, plus 10b equals -6. 2/3 of 6 is 4. Subtract 4 from both sides. And therefore b is -1. In alphabetical order, A comes before B.